what was a gutsy performance on Friday night at the Global Energy Stadium, Aberdeen came away with a very tight 1-0 win against Ross County. It means that the Dons have recorded their 6th successive victory and kept a clean sheet for a 4th successive game. This is the first time that has happened since January 2015. Aberdeen have now won 7 from their last 8 league games. Graham Shinney made his 200th appearance for the Dons on Friday night. In attendance was 6,619 fans, of which 2,370 were Aberdeen fans. And weren't they brilliant on the night? After the weekend results, this is what the top half of the table looks like, and doesn't it look healthy? After Hearts' defeat in the Edinburgh Derby, it means that we have gone 5 points clear in 3rd place. Next up for us is Rangers. On Sunday at Pittodrie, it's a 4:30 kickoff in the afternoon. Hi everybody, a very good evening. Welcome to Ali Beg AB TV this Sunday night. How are you doing? So this is the review show after we beat Ross County on Friday night. So this is what this show is all about. Basically, I open it to the floor, to you, the fans, to have your say about our game on Friday night. All you have to do if you're watching for the first time or if you want to interact is underneath the video, just leave your comments. Feel free to interact with the other people that are on there, but please be nice, be respectful, and do not use bad language. So, what's coming up on the show tonight? Basically, it's you. It's all about you. And I'm also going to be giving you a short soundbite from Adam Rooney, because I've got a new Begs Banter coming out this week with Adam. Caught up with him. It was about a year ago that I caught up with him, and I've never shown it on the channel. And I was looking back on it, and I just thought this makes for such a good chat that I've turned it into a Begs Banter. And one of the questions I asked him was about when Derek McInnes occasionally played him out of position. And his answer was absolutely brilliant. And I will show that to you a little bit later. But please get in touch and tell me what you think. First and foremost, let's just remind ourselves of the team that Barry picked. So Hilber Ramadani had the flu. That was the reason why he did not play. So it meant that Graham Shinney came back in. It was just a straight swap. Ryan Duncan played in there as well. So 3 across the back, 5 across the midfield, and Duke playing just behind Majowski. So that was the team that Barry picked. And it was an incredibly gutsy performance, particularly at the back. I thought we played just incredible at the back. And this is what Barry actually had to say about the performance. So he said, nobody should underestimate what a good result that was tonight. Ross County make the game difficult for the opposition. From the kickoff, they had the ball in the channel and won a corner. They put the corners, throw-ins, free kicks right on top of you. They've got big, strong players who keep asking you questions. He then went on to speak about Graham Shinney's red card, which I'll get to in just a minute. I want my players to tackle, to be aggressive. He slid in. He won the ball. He's disappointed with the decision. We all are. Graham's an honest boy. I will always ask him to be committed like that. So I thought it was a very interesting post-match interview with Barry. And I have to say, every time he speaks, he just speaks more and more sense. So this is where I'd like to open it to the floor. I've got a couple of points that I'd like to make. So when I posted about the show tonight, Talking Head on Twitter made a brilliant point. He came on and he replied and he said, basically, at one point we were 13 points behind Hearts. In 6 games, we're now 5 points ahead of them. Why, in the Scottish media, are people not bigging this up more? And I think Talking Head is absolutely right. I think it is an incredible turnaround in the past few weeks, which I think deserves a little bit more credit. But this is where I'm at with it. I don't want to get carried away. The split is going to be very difficult. We've got European football to chase. So I just think, like what Barry says, and he continues to say it, let's just take this one game at a time. So as much as there is a huge amount of excitement around us at the moment, we're all absolutely giddy with the way that we're playing and getting these results and performances. let's just keep our feet on the ground, firmly on the ground, and let's just leave Barry to carry on doing what he's doing. But I totally take your point, Talking Head, because I do think it does deserve a little bit more credit than it's currently getting, particularly in the Scottish media. Okay, let's deal with a couple of the sort of the more interesting and editorially interesting points from Friday night. First and foremost, let's deal with the sending off, because obviously that caused a bit of a hoo-ha. So this is where I am at with this. First and foremost, for me, it's never a red card, not in a month of Sundays. So my issue with VAR is this. When the official is looking at the footage, he's got to look at it only in real time. Now, I don't know whether this happens or not, but I think it does. So if I'm speaking out of turn, forgive me. But I think what they do is they pause the footage. So in effect, what they're looking at the point of contact is a photograph. Now, when you pause the footage, it's always going to look 100 times worse than what it actually is. So I think they have to stop pausing the footage at the point of contact. They have to take into consideration that it's a 50-50 ball that is there to be won by both players. The momentum of both players, what are you supposed to do? By the laws of physics, you can't move your bodies in such shapes and ways to take feet, arms, whatever you want out of the way after you've made contact with a ball. This is where it's becoming incredibly frustrating, and more to the point, it's becoming really annoying, and it continually kills our game. And I was delighted when Barry came out and said, I'm not going to stop my players from making those sort of challenges. What I think the officials have got to do is they have to understand more the physicality and the emotional side of the game. And I think once they start to understand that, we can get back to playing the way the game should be played, which is a contact sport. Stop spoiling our game with these ridiculous photographic-based decisions. Let the guys get on with playing a game of football. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the disallowed goal. Now, again, how can you base a judgment by using a camera angle which is virtually 10 yards away from when the ball was played? So he's used the angle from over here, right? Looking at it this way. And then he's drawn his lines. In television terms, and forgive me for using old television terms, but the main camera that you see to see the game, we call in television land camera 1. Now, I don't understand for the life of me why the VAR assistant, or whatever you want to call him, did not use the camera 1 angle to determine those lines that they draw on the footage. Because over here, you're supposed to be looking at it as straight as you can to determine whether the guy is offside or not. It's near nigh impossible. So what they're basically doing, what I think they're basically doing is they're thinking that he's offside. Now, you can't base your decision by thinking it. You have to base your decision on a 100% that is offside. I know he's offside. So if you can't come to that conclusion, I always think that the attacking player should have an advantage, particularly if it's only millimeters. Come on, guys. It's not rocket science. Sort yourselves out. Okay, that's it off my chest. So let me open it to the floor and let's see what you've got to say. First and foremost, I hope you're all doing really well tonight. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, wait, whoa, get rid of that. Okay. Oh, there's nearly 100 folk on tonight. Amazing. Thank you. Right, let's start with Stephen Lyle. Good evening, Ali, and to everybody. What a result. Bring on the Rangers. Results over the past month have went our way, which has helped believe. Kaiser has wished everybody a very good evening. That's the referee in Dingwall, just blew full time. Great 3 points. Laurel 101 has said, good evening to everybody. Surely the club is going to appeal the shinny red card. Yeah, it's just typical that it's come this week, eh? I don't know what the club will do. I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. Okay. Gordon Keith Ritchie, good evening. Another great result on Friday, now for Sunday, and beat Rangers. Scott W, happy Sunday to all the fellow dandies. It seems an age since we extended the gap over Hearts. Lovely jubbly. Paul Donaldson has said, good evening, folks. Good weekend for all dandies with the win on Friday. Then the other results going our way yesterday, and a good result for the women's team today. Yeah, the women's team won today, which has eased their relegation fear. So well done to the ladies today. Sean Simpson, good evening. How long do you think we can keep Duke, and how much will we beat Rangers by? Okay, so it was great to see Duke coming out in his post-match interview saying that he's very happy and he wants to stay. Absolutely brilliant. That's exactly what we wanted to hear. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think he will stay. I think Bojan will stay. I think Hilber will stay. I think they want us to get into European football, and I think they want to taste European football with Aberdeen. I have absolutely no doubt about that. And I have to be honest, I have never felt more confident about going into a Rangers game like I do right now. I'm not going to get carried away with it, but I watched a little bit of them yesterday, and I'm telling you, they are there for the taking. If we set it up properly, which I think Barry will do, not to sit in, to go at them, I think we will beat them. But let's not carry it away. Scott Milne, wasn't the most entertaining game, but the 3 points is what it's all about. Tight pitch, knew it wouldn't be easy. Yeah, we actually said in the preview that it was going to be really tough, and we all said at half-time when we did the half-time show how difficult it was. Transmission, GGB has said, yo back. Gordon Keith Ritchie, VAR is a joke, never a sending off. I agree. Kaiser said, Shinny's red card has to be challenged. Jim Balfour, hi Jim, what a weekend. Loving the Clark, Duke, Majowski combo up front. I agree. For me, Leighton Clarkson has just got to play a little bit further forward. I've been saying for a while now that I think he's too deep, and Barry again said in his post-match interviews about that he wants Leighton to be the type of player who makes a forward player. You can be a nice, tidy player by picking it up, playing it square, playing it back. He doesn't want Leighton to do that. He wants him to be on the front foot and playing positive passes, and he did that on Friday night. I thought he was great. Jeff Mason has said, got to say the Sky after match interview was absolute car crash TV, asking Pollock about playing with Anthony and asking Duke about transfer speculation. Club needs to have a word. Yeah, it's just that all they're doing is searching for a line. That's all they're doing. Can't be bothered, I said, has Callum Davidson been linked with us yet? If you don't know, Callum Davidson got sacked by St Johnstone today. Transmission GGB has said perfect game next. Paul Donaldson said, Ross County threw a lot at us, but our defence coped really well. What a difference with Pollock and McDonald now, and Scales has improved a lot too beside them. Yeah, I completely agree. So many people actually said, who were there on Friday night, how well Liam Scales played. I thought they were tremendous, the back three, considering how much pressure they were on. Just tremendous. Scott W. has said, great goal from Duke, ridiculous decision for the offside at Majowski's goal. And I won't get started on how ridiculous the red card was. Mind-boggling. I agree. Gregor Stevens has wished everybody a good evening. Fraser Gunn has said, greetings, dandies. So proud of the team on Friday. Massive credit for the way the defence held firm. Did the dirty work well. Kaiser has said, how could they say Duke was offside for Majowski's goal? I think they just make it up as they go along. You see, that's what I'm worried about. Don't make it up. If you don't know, don't make a decision. Say, I can't make a definitive decision. The advantage goes to the attacking player. Surely. Grant Stewart. Hi, Grant. VAR sucks. Think Barry deserves a crack at the job. Maybe needs a bit of assistance on the signing front, but on the pitch, he's got the lads fired up. Clear to see. Top away support as usual. Stand free. Yeah, the support was phenomenal. Again. Keep saying it week in, week out. You guys are just brilliant. In fact, I think I've got it somewhere. Let me just check. Yeah, just let me get it for you. Hang on a second. I just want to show you this. Let me find it. Bear with me. Here we go. Right, let me chuck that in there. Okay. Oh, hang on. There we go. So, these were the fans taken by the treasurer of the Strathspey and Badenoch AFC Supporters Club, Kim Lovett. Now, I'm not exactly sure what station they were at, but those were the fans just before they got into Dingwall. And apparently they were absolutely brilliant fun all the way up. Well done, guys. Okay, let me get rid of that. There we go. Okay. Transmission GGB has said, I feel like I have followed two different teams this season. Yeah, it feels like that, right? Gavin Bush. Hi, Gavin. Feeling confident for a Rangers game for the first time in ages. Come on, you Reds. Alan Tasker. Hi, Alan. How are you? Evening, everyone. The league table is looking decent now. Who'd believe it a few weeks ago? A great 40th birthday present for me next weekend would be a win over them. Oh, I really hope you get a fantastic 40th celebration, Alan. That'd be superb. Lee Doubles is on. Hi, Lee. How are you? Superb away result. What a player Duke is. Quality finish from him. Hope we manage to keep him. He's a cracking player. Shinnie sending off was a disgraceful decision. Michael Taylor. Good evening, Ali. Hope you're well. And to everyone on the chat, still buzzing after 3 points on Friday night. A tough match, but we got there in the end. Well done, lads. Scott W. has said, I really fancy us to get the 3 points against Rangers. We'll see not crazy defending for the last 30 minutes this time. He predicts a 2-0 win already. Jim Balfour has said, Pollock cost Watford 300 grand. It's got to be good for his development to get experience of Europe. So loan extension and outright purchase are both options that are big motivation for the lad. Absolutely spot on, Jim. Couldn't agree more. Kaiser has said that we played much better in the second half. Yep. Erica Mitchell's on. Hi, Erica. Good evening, everyone. Great result for us against Ross County on Friday night. 6 wins out of 6. Come on, you Reds. Onwards. Transmission GGB is asking if we can dispute the red card, or does VAR stop that now, and a great excuse not to. So no, I think we can definitely appeal it. So yeah, we can dispute it. Fraser Gunn, roll on next Sunday. I think we'll get the job done. Simon Roy's on. Hi, Simon. Great 3 points, and Hibs done us a favour. Fantastic weekend. Lorraine Baxter. Hi, Lorraine. Great solid defensive performance and 3 points. Deep Space Hebrides has said, good showing from the L&H Dons, the Lewis and Harris Don Supporters Club. 21 at the game, with 12 watching at the club, meeting back in Stornoway. Can't be bothered has said, Jim and I... can't be bothered has said... oh, sorry, you're replying to Jim. I've got you. I think Pollock could be purchased. Porteous seems to be the first choice in his position, with 1 or 2 others in front of him. Yeah, he was struggling to get game time at Watford, hence why he came to us. David Quantrill, I think that is. Great 3 points. I feel we need to play our game more. We aren't a high ball team, and we are really good when the ball is on the ground. Sousa said a fair point. Gordon Keith Ritchie has said, we are still not the finished article, but getting the results. Come on, you Reds. Scott W. has said, I think it's good the media aren't bigging it up. We all know how fantastic the turnaround has been, and that's all that matters. Yet that's a very good point. As long as we know, that's all that matters. Simon Roy has said, Bojan's goal I thought was close. So much for benefit strikers. You can't look at still images. The commentator said that during the game. Michael Robertson has said, Talking Head is spot on. We definitely seem to be out of favour with the media and also the officials. However, I've really enjoyed this season. It's been a rollercoaster. Paul Donaldson is in agreement about pausing the VAR. Might be okay for offside decisions. Yeah, I don't have an issue with offside decisions. I get that. But not for 50-50 challenges. Did the ball cross the line, etc., but not for the decisions like the Shinnie red card. Yeah, I agree with you. The offside I have no problem with. I get that. I can see why they would do that. That's no problem. Transmission GGB. If you see the pictures of both players from fans, you could send them both off. Yeah, because the lad that Graham tackled, you know, his momentum has taken him... He's gone forward. And I think, and again, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but I think his right foot ends up on Graham's left knee. So there's an argument there to say that's also endangering an opponent, and he also could have been sent off. It didn't help that he rolled about on the deck, did it? Okay, so we'll get back to your chat in just a minute, but what I'd like to do now is just break it up a little bit and bring you this Adam Rooney soundbite. So just to put this into context, I caught up with Adam about a year ago. So about when I first launched my old blog page, the written blog page, where I interviewed a host of ex-Aberdeen players, I caught up with Adam right at the beginning of that journey, and we spoke about particularly the 2014 League Cup final. So what I wanted to do with the blog that I did with him a year ago was carry on after the 2014 League Cup final. So we only spoke about his time at the football club after the 2014 League Cup final. So that's just to put the chat into context. So I'm going to put the whole chat out this week. It's really good. He's really funny. So I'm going to bring you this little soundbite. So I asked him about when Derek McInnes, on occasion, would play him out of position. And this is how he answered it.
There were times when you were asked to sort of play out of position. Was that, I can remember, when you look through social media and the comments, it was a huge source of frustration for fans. I know I was frustrated with it. Were you frustrated with it as a player?
Did you not enjoy watching me stealing step overs on the wing? This is why you get a fullback. I know.
Taking on the four players, beating them, crossing it in.
I remember you get a lot of comments off fans on Twitter and stuff like that after games were played. But I think, to be fair to Derek, I think his game plan, which probably didn't tell a lot of people, was he wanted a lot of games. He didn't want to not play me, but he obviously felt, because I'm the most reliant goal scorer, he wanted me on the pitch somewhere. But he may have felt, whether it be Stevie May or Goody or Ozzy or whoever, he felt he needed them in the team at the same time and didn't want to drop me. So what he tended to do was he'd shove me out on the left, but then he'd say to me in the tactic was, as the ball comes out to the left-hand side, you drift off in towards the box. And whoever the left back was, usually someone with good pace and legs. So it would either be Shinny or Johnny would play in midfield. And the idea was, as the ball came across to the left, I'd drift inside the pitch and they would end up just overlapping basically, and I'd end up in the box anyway. I think actually against St. Johnstone at home, I think I may have played off the left. I think Stevie May played up front. I think I played off the left. I think I got a hat-trick at home against them. Was it a hat-trick?
Yeah,
I think
at McDermott Park.
I think, no, at the Tawdry. I think I may have got a hat-trick. Did I get a hat-trick against St. Johnstone at home? I can't remember. I remember scoring a couple of goals at home against St. Johnstone. And I think Stevie May actually started through the middle and I started off the left. But I ended up in the box and he drifted out wide and put balls in the box. So that was the thinking behind it. I also think defensively, although I wasn't as quick as I think he always trusted me to do a job defensively, in terms of if he wanted me to get back, he knew I wouldn't just stand up front, I'd run back and try and stay with full backs and try and do the job defensively. And also at times there's probably teams that were probably physically better in the air, so we probably wanted an extra taller player in the pitch for defending, whether it be corners or whatever. So yeah, I understand fans are probably frustrated seeing me standing out on the left wing, but I don't think they would have seen me many times get the ball out there and go by a player. I tended to drift off into the middle somewhere. But I do remember you see a lot of comments on it.
So you can see that full interview this week on the channel. I'll put a tweet out, I'll post it on Facebook, and I'll let you know exactly when it is coming up. Right, let's get back to Friday's game. Here are the match stats from the game. So we shared 50% possession. We had 11 shots on goal. One of those was on target, the most important one. 12 fouls committed in the game, and we only won 2 corners in the match. Something that I just thought we'd start doing here on the review show is looking at the player tweets. Matty Pollock tweeted, "Huge shift from the boys, clean sheet and 3 points. Fans were immense. Big week ahead." And don't forget, if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, I'd be very grateful if you wouldn't mind clicking that old subscribe button and the like button as well if you're enjoying tonight's show. I keep saying it, we're getting so close to 2,500 followers here. It doesn't cost you anything. So if you're enjoying it, press the old subscribe button, press the old like button. It helps me massively. Okay, let's get back to your chat. Right, where are we? Okay, hang on, bear with me so I get back to where we were before. Okay. Bear with me. Okay. Laura 101 has come on and said, I was down renewing my season ticket on Friday and they were saying they've been really busy and are hoping to get at least 10,000 sold. That would just be a phenomenal effort. Oh my God. Scott W. has said, the powers that be that are killing football. I can honestly see a point where we're watching a non-contact sport. That is my biggest issue. Stephen Wiltshire's come on. He makes a very good point. He said, okay, it's a different sport, but TMO in rugby, ref watches in full and slow speed. Also, they have a mic, so you can hear the justification for the decision. I would love to mic up a referee so that we fully understand exactly what is going on. I think it's what's needed. As Sush had said, should also be looking at the decisions overturned by VAR. Fair enough when the ref doesn't have a good view, but that isn't always the case. Why are refs making so many errors? Professional refs. Lorraine Baxter has said, completely agree regarding the offside issue. Jim Balfour has said, VAR is calibrated from fixed points, which allows lines to be drawn precisely across the park. It's probably using tech that came from the arms industry, so it might be rocket science. David Quantrill said, with offside, why not have a tolerance like cricket? So if it's, say, within half a yard, then it's on the field decision. That's a really good point. That's a very good point. Bruce McKenzie, he's saying he's on the ferry just now heading back to Lewis. What a great night in Dingwall with 20 Lewis and Harris Dons. The stand was bouncing. It was like being in the red shed. Brilliant. James Brown has said, bring on the Rangers, but to get a result, think we need Shinnie on the park. Yeah. I just hope somehow we can play on Sunday. Colin Thompson has said, VAR was supposed to make the game better, but instead it is making us a laughingstock. You could clearly see Duke was still inside the centre circle and the defence was just in front of him. Robert Morrow has said, the disallowed goal was a disappointing one, really. If we haven't got a good camera angle, don't we then have to rely on the assistant referee? Absolutely, 100%. I could not agree more. So honestly, Robert, you make the perfect point. If the VAR operator is unable to conclusively say whether he's offside or not, he's got to communicate that to the referee, and the referee has then got to ask his assistant referee who is manning the line. In your opinion, was he onside or offside? Again, it's not rocket science. Thank you, Robert. Great point. SITV Network, great result on Friday. Dodgy refereeing as usual. A win against Rangers, and I think we'll be over the line. Hearts have fallen apart again. Ross Thompson, this is what so many of us are saying. GS only got a red because of who we're playing next. Can't be bothered, I said. I've seen a few Celtic blogs saying they should look at Duke and they expect him to cost a pretty penny. Like, they're all going to be looking at him. It's as simple as that. They're all going to try and unsettle us. It's as simple as that. Paul Donaldson has said, Ryan Duncan had a couple of good shots. I was sure the one that hit the bar was going in. Yeah, he was so unlucky. Gordon Keith Ritchie, if we appeal, the SFA will... If we appeal, the SFA will throw it out. Only one VAR decision overturned. Yeah. Jeff Mason says, Angus MacDonald, once again, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, he certainly was. Chris Gallucci, VAR takes away and dilutes the single best thing about football, the sheer euphoria at scoring a goal. Now we're ruling out goals from impossible angles for the most obscene margins. Exactly. It's like now, can a player absolutely 100% emotionally celebrate scoring a goal, or does he think straight away there's going to be a check? And for me, that is killing the emotional side of the game. David Gold has said, Mon the sheep. Martin Smith, love the attitude Robson has instilled so quickly, got them going, got them doing the simple things well. Clarkson needs to play slightly further forward as his passing is excellent and he can see the pass. Completely agree. Yep. David Gold, again, look, this is not a conspiracy theory, and we're not playing skullduggery here, but this is the reality of it. The card won't be rescinded. SFA would have to admit incompetence of the officials. That's exactly what it is. David Glennie, VAR is to spot clear and obvious errors, not freeze frame or slow-mo decisions. Is it for decision that the ref has missed or view was blocked? Again, spot on. Nicola Beaton. Hi, Nicola. It was a nervy last few minutes. A few months ago, they would have caved in. Well done, the boys. Kaiser makes a good point. I never knew winning the ball was a sending off offence. Yeah. It just boils down to that, doesn't it? Okay. Delighted to see so many of you on tonight. Baz Strachan has said, good evening to everybody. Great weekend and results worked well for us. Now on to the next game and push for third. Can't be bothered has said, I noticed Nicky Devlin could be leaving Livy on a free in the summer. Decent player. Someone we should maybe look at, he's asking. Kaiser has said, so some of you are now responding to the Adam Rooney soundbite. Kaiser has said, Rooney was a penalty box striker. To play him anywhere else was ridiculous. Gregor Stevens, looking like bids are incoming for Ross McCrory. Yeah, apparently there was a number of English teams up in Dingwall looking at Ross. But that's just, unfortunately, it's just the nature of the beast. Sorry, guys, just bear with me just while I go through them all. Gregor Stevens has said, season ticket renewed today, Murky section MK7. Good effort, Gregor. Okay, there we go. Okay, so David Quantrell's come back. Okay, again, makes a very good point. He said, I have to point out the goal was ruled out by the linesman and VAR agreed. Okay. Gregor Stevens said, well, the linesman was wrong. He goes on to say that VAR should have proven that. Yeah, okay. All right, that kind of clears that up. So the assistant referee did give it as offside, and then VAR just confirmed it. Okay, then I don't have a problem with that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. Right. So I think what we'll do, we've done over half an hour ago, so we'll call it a night. I'd like to do roughly half an hour. So thank you again for coming on. Been brilliant to see you all again tonight. The viewing figures recently have been absolutely mind-blowing, so I'm very, very grateful for your continued support. So look out for that Adam Rooney interview coming out, and we will do a preview show ahead of the Rangers game on Sunday. So the aim is to come on at 3:30 UK time so that we can react immediately to the breaking team news. We'll do the preview, and then I'm going to come back again at halftime. So I know that it's a Sky game, but I was so encouraged by how many of you came on Friday and interacted. And yeah, I just like to keep it going, if I'm being honest, and I'll try and do as many halftime shows as I possibly can. So have a brilliant week. I hope you all keep well, keep safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you again during the week for a brand new edition of Beggs Banter with Adam Rooney. Take care. Bye for now.